Hello, and welcome back to the Shameless Promo podcast. My name's Rumi,
And I'm Madison.
and today we are talking about something that I feel like we're both really excited about, and that is celebrity fragrances.
Yeah, I'm really excited. This is definitely like up my alley in terms of interest. As someone who has multiple celebrity perfumes, and by celebrities, I mean Ariana Grande. So yeah, big fan. I have a lot to say about this topic.
And I'm someone who just likes to smell good. I like to have like a nice stink 'em on to, get the boys in a frenzy. So
Same.
I feel like this is gonna be a fun episode.
Yeah.
But I guess to start off, how are you? How have you been?
I'm good. I've been having a pretty good day, actually. It's been really nice outside. The past couple days, it's cooled off a bit, so I'm just like out here frolicking in the sunshine.
As you should.
It's amazing. You know, do you ever just like eat something so good it like sets the pace for your entire day? Because that happened to me this morning.
What'd you eat?
I had this amazing pastry from Le Pain Quotidien, the like little bread place. I don't know if they have them in LA, but
I don't know.
they have pastries and stuff, and I don't know, it was like a thick like cream sandwich donut thing. It was incredible. And so yeah, I ate that, and then I went to see Blink Twice, the new Channing Tatum Zoe Kravitz movie. She's not in it. She directed, and I think she wrote it too, or co-wrote it. But
What's
it was
it about?
so good. It's like a psychological thriller about these women who go to this tech billionaire's island and things get real.
Oh.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
That sounds so interesting. Wait, did it just come out?
It was really good. Yeah, it came out today, actually.
Oh, I will be adding that to my watch list. Do you have a Letterboxd?
I do. Yeah, I should do a review.
I would love to see that. I feel like Letterboxd is like one of those, like, it's not a low-key app at all. Like, a lot of people know about it. But in terms
Yeah.
of like social media apps, I don't think it gets as much credit as it deserves, because I'd be scrolling on there to get recommendations all the time.
Oh yeah, I love Letterboxd. You really get to know a person from their Letterboxd.
Oh, for sure.
I like apps like that. Like I have Goodreads as well, and I have an app called Belly where you can like rank your favorite restaurants and leave your little reviews and stuff. And I just love, like, I don't know what you would call that, just like
Crowdsourcing
ranking.
information.
Well, I don't even really do it for other people's reviews. I do it for me. I just like to document things I like for some reason. So Belly's good because sometimes I'll go back and like revisit a restaurant I liked, or I'll put restaurants in there that I want to try, whatever.
I just like the really unhinged reviews. I'm like more of a consumer than like an actual writer myself. I just love when people get super either in detail or just completely unserious with their description.
Yes. I like really stupid Letterboxd reviews, like when it's just two sentences and it's like something so ridiculous. That's like the best Letterboxd review.
Honestly.
But yeah, it was really good. It was, I mean, okay, this wasn't like a It Ends With Us situation,
Thank God.
although I think the trigger warning they put in the beginning of the movie, and I think they may have posted it online, was like maybe a reaction to that, just because it is an intense movie about sexual assault.
Oh.
It's a thriller though, and by the trailer you can tell it's going to be like kind of intense.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was the same thing as like It Ends With Us, where it kind of looks like a rom-com, but then it isn't. I also
Yeah.
saw that movie
Same.
this week.
Oh, did you like it?
No.
Again, I went in not knowing what the movie was about, and I walked away being like, oh, wow, that was interesting. I am leaving a little bit more traumatized than I walked in with.
Yeah.
But, shout out to the arts.
That's your Letterboxd review. Shout out to the arts. Yeah, I mean, I tried reading the book and I hated it, so I wasn't expecting to like the movie. I think I just was bored that day and wanted to hate watch something.
Real.
And I was like, well, there's a lot of drama around this. Kind of like the movie with Harry Styles. I saw that too, mostly just for the drama.
See, I didn't even want to tap in. Like, at that point, the drama had gotten so big, I'm like, you know what? You got it.
You got it. At least that movie was like, it wasn't my favorite, honestly, but it wasn't a bad movie. I felt like It Ends With Us was just a bad movie.
Yeah, it was something. The ending, where she's like, it ends with us. It ends with us.
Like,
I'm
okay, drama queen.
All right, girl.
I mean, the only silver lining of that movie was the fact that she does leave him in the end. I think the book is worse, though. And it's like, I can only be so hard on the movie because the source material is so bad. It's like, what were they supposed to do? I'm forgetting her name, but the character's best friend, the main character's best friend, I thought she did a really good job.
Yeah, that was a really good scene.
Good scene?
That was a good scene, like when like she was talking to her about her brother.
Oh yeah.
Being like,
I didn't really like the line when she was like, as his sister, I want to say forgive. I'm like, bitch, if my brother did some shit like that, I would be like, go fuck yourself. So I wasn't really there for that. But yeah, I thought overall her acting was good. And honestly, Justin Baldoni's acting was good. I don't love Blake Lively's acting in this. Sorry, Blake. I love you in Gossip Girl, but not this movie. Sorry.
I just don't know. I was confused like throughout the movie, like what the age range was supposed to be for this. Like I didn't know how old any of the
I had that
characters
thought
were.
too.
I think like Baldoni's character is supposed to be like late 20s, but like nothing about the lifestyle of anyone was giving late 20s. Was very much
also
giving,
what
like,
surgeon is in their late 20s?
Right. Did you like go to med school in pre-K? Like
yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I was thinking that too, because I'm like, I thought they were supposed to be in their 20s, and like Blake Lively's definitely like 30s, 40s, right?
Mm-hmm.
They seemed very adult in the movie.
Very adult.
And I was like,
I was like, okay, maybe it's just giving like Sex in the City, like they're in their 30s. Like, is that the vibe? But then like there'd be like some lines where they're supposed to be younger, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I've seen some movies where I'm like, I need to leave. I almost did, honestly. I was like, this is like, I should be doing something better with my time. Like, I don't know why I'm watching this. But I did stay the entire time. And, you know, I guess it's good that she leaves him in the end, whatever. I feel like I can't judge the book too much just because I didn't finish it, but I just hated it so much I couldn't do it. I feel like the book is a little bit worse with the romanticizing
Really?
abuse. Yeah.
That's really yuck.
Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about this movie because I didn't like it and I don't want to like spend too much time just like shit talking movie. I'd rather give my praises to Miss Zoe fucking Kravitz for making an incredible movie.
Shout out to Zozo.
Everyone in that cast was incredible, amazing acting. Channing Tatum, you've done it again. I always forget that he's a good actor. Maybe it's 'cause it's the himbo thing.
I can only really see him as like Magic Mike, so seeing him with anything with depth is just always shocking to me.
I mean, I loved him in She's the Man. But
I didn't see that one either.
That movie, first of all, he is the most beautiful I think he's ever looked in that movie. He is fine. Oh
Peak
my
Tatum.
god.
Okay.
Peak Tatum. He was chanting all over my Tatum, if you know that reference.
That's not.
Chanting all over my Tatum. Probably Miley Cyrus's best song. But yeah, no, he did a great job. Zoe Kravitz, she slayed. I was expecting it to be good. I don't know if I've ever seen her direct anything before. I don't know if this is her like directorial debut. But I was like, I feel like she's gonna slay. And she fucking did. So, okay. Amen. Also, I love that in the opening scene, the character is like scrolling on Instagram and the first clip is of Lenny Kravitz doing that insane like bench press, but like with leather pants on. I was like, that's a great. I'm glad you put that in there. Yeah. And yeah, I've been getting fed today. I listened to Sweet and Short by Sabrina Carpenter. It's so good.
It's skipless. I fear skipless.
Yeah, I really like the album. I was like, I don't want to say pleasantly surprised because I had a feeling she was really gonna like deliver with this one because the singles have been really good. Like when Espresso came out, I was like, oh, she's not fucking around.
No, that's that means
she's not playing games.
Yeah.
That's yes. And yeah, all the working late sessions paid off because she fucking killed it. I really like. First of all, the opener is great. She came in swinging with taste, literally.
And she's so smart for that, like the positioning of the song. Because like streams wise, that's gonna like add up. Like having the first song be a single.
Yeah, very pop star of her. Okay, it's news to me that she dated Shawn Mendes and she has some love triangle with Camila Cabello.
Isn't that wild?
I know. It was like I would have never put those three people in a room together ever, but
right.
Okay.
We live. I
guess that's some of the songs are about that. I don't know. I guess I was like, oh, this is about Olivia Rodrigo because like it kind of sounds like an Olivia Rodrigo song. and she's got Jenna Ortega in the music video, and she's got dark hair. I don't know.
Please.
I don't know what.
I was gonna say Sabrina's beef with Latino women, but then I realized that Olivia Rodrigo is not Olivia Rodriguez.
That little Mexican girl that be crying. Well, to some she is Latina. Oh, there's another song, the R&B song I really liked. What's it called?
Bad Chem?
No. Although I really like that song too. Good Graces. I love that song.
Is really good.
It's kind of giving Ariana Grande, like early
is.
Ariana Grande to me.
I just really love this album. Like, from front to back, I think she did a great job with selecting songs for the album, and then also like placement. Like, it never really feels like anything's dragging or like anything feels super out of place. And I wouldn't say that there's like a cohesive storyline per se, but it definitely seems like a little, I'm thinking like emails I can't send, like a bucket full of like letters that are all about like the same topic.
I thought the album was really cohesive sonically, even though she did kind of play around in different genres. I thought the writing was really good. I like how she really is leaning into the kind of like playful, like sexy, kind of blunt lyrics. And you can really get a sense of like her personality, which I think is really cool. I was also wondering about the story. I was like, is this like a story being told from front to back, like, or I mean start to finish? Because I was kind of getting a vibe of like, ooh, like I'm horny and like in love. Ooh, I'm mad and angry that we broke up. Ooh, I'm horny again. Like, you know, it's kind of like going back and forth, which I thought was cool. And I was like, is about the same person? Is it like, I heard this through the grapevine. I don't know if she said this in an interview, but I guess it's supposed to be about like her experiences in short relationships and how some of the best relationships she's had are short ones. So I guess it's like different stories of like short relationships.
And I feel like that's so real. Like, I feel like sometimes the shortest relationships that you do have really rock and sock you, especially when they end.
Yeah, for sure. So
what's your top 3 right now?
Brava. I think the ones I just named, Good Graces, Good Chem, and Taste.
Ooh. I think mine right now are Sharpest Tool. I like Slim Pickens just because of like the vocal stuff that she does on Slim Pickens. And then
she's really up there on this album with her head voice, like real soprano shit.
I will say I wish that she belted more. Like, I miss some of the emails I can't send belts. And Juno.
That's a good one.
Love a good thirst song.
Yeah, I liked the lyrics on that song. But yeah, I'm like, good for you, Sabrina. You're taking it. You're solidifying your main pop girl status.
Main pop girl incoming. And her tour is also though. I'm so pissed. At all 3 dates in LA, there are no tickets.
Damn. Maybe you could get resale for $2,000 for nosebleeds.
I'll do it for her, I guess.
Well, speaking of, Sabrina Carpenter has a perfume.
She
Sweet
does.
Tooth, I think is what it's called.
Yes.
Have you ever smelled it?
I haven't. Is it good?
Neither
have you?
have I.
Oh.
No.
Well, I assume it smells sweet and possibly may smell a little teethy.
Toothy. I'm getting notes of teeth. A bone. Ooh. Ew.
Dentist favorite.
Ooh, she should make a flavored toothpaste.
Oh my god.
Has she made like an espresso scented perfume? I feel like that's obvious.
I feel like no, she hasn't, and she
Gotta
definitely needs to. Yeah, like while this era is going,
she needs to do a Emma Chamberlain coffee collab.
That would actually be insane.
Yeah. I would honestly, I'm waiting for like some early 2000s type of magazine where we get Sabrina, Chapel, and Charlie all on like Vanity Fair or Rolling Stone or something, or
That'd
like a
be
table
sicker.
talk, pop star, not red table talk. What am I saying? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The round
yeah.
table, actors round table. I want to
that.
collab with them, with some of them.
Some of them.
I mean, like, like maybe 3 people is too much, but they could do like a Lady Marmalade type of situation. Like maybe Chapel and Sabrina do a collab, or Chapel and Charlie do a collab. You know what I'm saying?
I think they carried the summer. Those 3 especially carried the summer, and I think there needs to be something to like commemorate that. Whether that be like, I would say a collab song, but I feel like that would sound atrocious.
That would be insane. Imagine like a country pop techno dance song. Oh my god.
That would be horrible. It would sound so bad.
I don't know why the thought, like me imagining what that song would sound like is sending me. I find that so funny.
It just sounds overstimulating.
Please, I'm gay.
It's a short and sweet feminine nomenon, Brad Summer.
Ooh, wow, you said that really fast and well. I'm very impressed.
That's because I'm gay.
Right, you speak the language. I'm just imagining them sampling Charlie being like, I'm not bi. I'm sorry. I feel like I've really disappointed you.
That would be so good because that fits all of their brands.
Anyway, shall we really actually get into it?
Yeah. Let's stop teasing the people. Let's get into celebrity fragrances.
Oh my god. Let's talk about celebrity fragrances. I mean, this is like a pillar episode, a staple in celebrity businesses. Every celebrity and their mother and their brother, I'm looking at you, Frankie, has a fragrance. She has one of her fragrances is called Frankie by Ariana Grande.
Oh.
Yeah.
She dropped it during June.
Ally. That one's kind of an older one. I think it came out in like 2015, 2016. Anyway, yeah, every pop star. I mean, you can't at this point be a celebrity or at least be a pop star without a perfume. It's like sacrilege almost.
It's literally part of the pop playbook. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Have a hit song, drop a fragrance.
A lot of that has to do with like not only like the making and development of a pop star / celebrity, but I also feel like it's just smart because especially now you don't make money off of music, so you really have to be like pushing out the products to get a bag. So
and that they do.
Yeah. Especially the good ones. I mean, obviously at this point every time someone's like, I'm dropping a fragrance, I'm like, okay. It better be good because the world doesn't need another celebrity fragrance, but it's also just a part of the the pop stardom.
You know you've made it if you can have a celebrity fragrance. I think that's like the qualifier here.
Definitely. Yeah.
Because if people want to know what you smell like or smell like you, pop Bible, celebrity Bible.
Yeah, it signifies like that kind of, I guess you could say, parasocial relationship or something along those lines, or people, they want to know what you smell like and they want to smell like you, even if they know deep down you're not actually wearing that perfume. They just want to, feel closer to you in that way. Actually, speaking of that topic, I didn't know Beyonce had a perfume.
Oh, yeah, she does. Saint Noir.
Oh, that's what it's called. Is that new?
It's relatively new. It came out last year, I think. She was promoting it while she was touring. She had like different fragrance samplers walking around the venues, giving people free samples and being like, oh, what do you think about this fragrance?
They're like, it's trash.
No, some people were like, it's trash. Like people online were like, oh, it smells like old lady. When I went to Beyonce, I didn't get old lady fragrance. I kind of just got like perfume, like maybe like a mature, definitely not a 20-year-old's perfume, maybe like 30s. It gave expensive. Yeah. It gave rich.
I think what's interesting about celebrity perfumes is like I was saying, people want to smell like celebrities, and people will like sell out perfumes or really give already made perfumes, like designer perfumes, a lot of hype just because they wear it. For example, I bought 2 perfumes based off of the so-and-so wears this perfume and they smell really good. Rihanna, she is known for wearing Love Don't Be Shy by Killian. Every time I see that perfume online, when people talk about it, they call it the Rihanna perfume. You can find a compilation of people being like, Rihanna smells really good. And so I bought that perfume when I first started getting into perfumes. It's not my favorite, but it is a good perfume. It's Killian. It's my favorite perfume brand.
When you were wearing it?
What do you mean?
Like when you're walking around with it, where people are like, ooh.
You smell like a bad gal.
You smell like bad Trini gal.
Yes. From Jamaica. Yeah, no, I didn't get any. My Caribbean sister, Rihanna. I don't think I got any compliments on it that I remember, but I don't wear it that often just because it's not my favorite. But I was telling you about scent layering and how I'm getting into that. So maybe I can like rework it so it works for me because I don't want to waste it. I've gone through like one third of the bottle. So I have
Okay.
used it, but I just don't really go for it very often. But I'm hoping if I can like mix it with other scents, I'll like it more. I did also buy one of Beyonce's signature scents, which I didn't
Ooh.
know it was one of her signature scents until I was like looking it up. But I got a sample of it from Sephora like just randomly, and I was like spraying it at the gym. And I was like, oh, this smells really good. Like, is this what I think it is? Because I've started to get to know the Killian perfumes, and there's one that's popular that smells like cognac, and it was the one I was thinking of, Angel Share. And then I guess Beyonce wears that perfume. It smells really good. It does smell like something Beyonce would wear. Like, I don't know her personally, but I feel like I'm like, yeah.
Is it giving like sugary, honey like?
It smells like apple pie. It smells
Oh,
really good.
a good old Southern apple pie. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And I was gonna say something really disgusting.
Oh,
I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, you're like, do you
Like
share?
I have like the most vile thing to share. I'm like, yeah, go ahead.
And that's why we're friends. It smells like. Have you ever seen the movie American Pie?
No.
There's a joke in here that I'm trying to formulate off the top of my head and I'm struggling, but it's like I would American Pie someone if I smelled this on them. American Pie is a movie where a guy fucks a pie. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh. Oh.
So
You put the pie on the pum pum. Okay.
yeah, I'm like, if
Okay.
I had a dick, I'd stick my dick in whoever's wearing this apple pie scented perfume.
Oh goodness gracious.
And that's what my boyfriend said to me when I came over that night. No, I'm just kidding. He did say I smell good though.
You know, that basically means the same thing. We were talking about this when we were like researching this video. Saying that like you smell good is essentially a marriage declaration. Like that's saying like I want to bear
Yeah.
all of your children for the next
Exactly.
4 generations. Like it's real serious.
Yes. There's no better gratification than like going on a date with someone and like you're like kissing, they're kissing on your neck and they go, "You smell really good." It's like, "Oh, we're having sex right now."
Put the baby in now.
I have this delusion that if a man thinks I smell good, I've seduced him like on the spot.
No, that's not delusion, that's fact.
Fact, it's true. And then you like, your scent lingers, so they think of you. When a guy texts you and he's like, "Oh, like my sheets smell like you," it's like, ah.
That's that me espresso.
Yes, yes, yes. Again, let's get into it. I'm so sorry.
We're having a good chat, good bat.
So, where did it all start, celebrity perfumes? It started in the 80s with
Oh.
the one and only Elizabeth Taylor, which honestly, that makes a lot of sense to me that Elizabeth Taylor, out of all of the actresses, all of the celebrities in the world, she would be the one to start the celebrity fragrance trend. Her first fragrance came out in 1988 called Passion. This was her first perfume. It's very rich, very sensual, woody oriental fragrance. I don't know what that means. It's a lush combination of romance and sensuality, the true essence of Elizabeth Taylor. Ingredients are sandalwood, musk, ylang ylang, cedarwood, allspice, incense. I'm saying this as if you guys are going to know what it smells like just from the description.
All the listeners right now are like, oh yes, exactly.
Yes. Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah.
Sandalwood
Patchouli,
musk.
I don't I think from those notes, it's probably like a mature scent.
It's not your Viva la Juicy.
No. Yeah, exactly. This perfume was produced with Elizabeth Arden, which is a major American cosmetic, skincare, and fragrance company founded by Elizabeth Arden. She and her company will come up later because Elizabeth Arden has worked with other celebrities on their fragrances. It's also a subsidiary of Revlon, but that happens later. Anyway, this perfume was super, super successful. Well, actually, her real successful perfume was the following perfume, White Diamonds, which came out in 1991. This is like her most well-known fragrance. It's super successful. I don't know if this is like what it's made over time or if it's how much it made within like a certain time frame, like the first year or first month, but it's made definitely over $76.9 million.
That's wild.
Yeah, if the first like celebrity to make a perfume just immediately like became a millionaire off of it.
And like that's like 1981, 76 million? Is that what you're saying?
So White Diamonds came out in 1991.
Oh, it's still, compared to now,
Yeah,
that's a
insane.
big chunk of money. Especially, yeah.
Yeah, and it's I don't know if people wear it, but it is like one of the most popular perfumes in the world, or at least the most popular celebrity perfumes. It's got like a really iconic commercial as well. It's a very old Hollywood, very like I don't know. I think it captures Elizabeth Taylor's legacy very well. It actually, I didn't realize that this commercial. This is a guess. I don't. This isn't confirmed, but I'm guessing this commercial alone was, like a reference for a Taylor Swift music video. I think it was for. I think Wildest Dream is the one where she's like got a black wig on in the safari, and she's like a movie star.
Yeah.
I could tell it was Elizabeth Taylor inspired, but looking at the commercial for White Diamonds, I was like, oh, this is like shot for shot, like the same thing. I didn't know that was the reference. But yeah, as of 2018, the perfume has made total sales of $1.5 billion.
Oh.
There we go.
The perfume has created a billionaire.
Yeah, well, you know what's interesting is that this perfume, or her perfume collection, has made her more money than she's ever made in her entire acting career, which is like, again, this is why celebrities do perfumes, because they're super lucrative.
That's crazy. I'm assuming like the profit margins are pretty great for them as well. Like they don't have to like split it the same way that they do for like music or like other things.
Right, yeah, definitely. Unless you're in like a really messed up 360 deal where they're like, we're also going to take your perfume money, which I'm sure there are labels who do that out there. Mind you, also, Elizabeth Taylor was the most paid actress in Hollywood at a time. So that's pretty wild.
My girl was making money.
Yes.
She said the fragrance stuff, that's cool. Acting, most paid actress in Hollywood, period. Like,
yeah.
bankroll.
And she kept going. She's made like about 11 fragrances in her lifetime. Wow. So, yeah, I've noticed that with celebrities, if they have one really popular fragrance, they just go on to make a bunch, like every other year.
That's still very much the case. We'll get into that later as well.
Yes, we will. The inspiration for this fragrance, according to... Actually, I don't know who said this. As partner Revlon. Okay. as partner Revlon described, one of the key inspirations of Love and White Diamonds is the epic love story of Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton, an endless romance that captured the imagination of the world. Their expression of fiery passion for one another is created through a bouquet of beautiful floral notes and the magical and glamorous fragrance. I think that's really interesting because, one, Elizabeth Taylor is known for her many husbands. I think she's been married like 10 times or something.
Oh, she's just an icon.
She is an icon. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is based off of her loosely. I don't know. She has lesbian allegations, but Queen. I think it's like similar vibes. Mm-hmm. I think it's really fitting that she has a perfume that's allegedly inspired by her whirlwind, fiery, passionate romance with Richard Burton. I miss that kind of narrative, that kind of storytelling. Because I don't think celebrities are like, oh, this was inspired by something in my life. They're just like, here's the perfume.
This was a scent inspired by one passionate night with a estranged lover. Well, you know, they're not doing that anymore, but there are certain celebrities that are like selling pussy candles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're not exactly there, but like in terms of like intimateness, and
we've just taken a more like brash turn.
Not demure, not mindful.
Not demure at all. I wonder if Jules is gonna make a demure perfume. I would be shocked if they didn't.
That would be fab.
I did read online that I guess Cloud was supposed to be inspired by Pete Davidson. I don't know if that's actually true, but
I don't know who's smelling Cloud and thinking about Pete.
Yeah. Also, I don't know what that means. Like, I'm trying to think if I made a perfume inspired by my boyfriend, like, would it be like, oh, he likes these scents? Or, like, I think he would really like this perfume on me? I'm not really sure what that means.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how you define inspired, and to what level was it inspired? Was it like, he was like, hey, you should do a perfume. And I was like, oh, I was inspired to do a perfume.
Yeah, he's like, you should call it Pete Davidson. to match the song.
Track 14, Sweetener.
That would be really sick if she made a perfume called Pete Davidson and it's the most successful perfume she's ever made because it is her top selling perfume. So I'm like, if it was called Pete Davidson, that would be like hell on earth. You'd have to change it at some point.
That'd
right?
be terrible. I
Yeah.
never name any business venture off of your man. That's the moral of the story.
God, please. Especially with like, I'm sure there could be some licensing issue where he's like, well, it's my perfume because it's named after me.
Right.
And he like sues her or something.
No.
Anyway, that was all hypothetical. But yeah, Elizabeth Taylor's perfume was a huge success, which obviously influenced other celebrities to do the same thing. We're actually going to skip to 2004 with J-Lo because she also, similar to Elizabeth Taylor, made waves with her celebrity fragrance and I think kind of reinvigorated this trend for celebrities to start doing fragrances. J-Lo, hers was like a moment, okay? So I want to say almost like she wasn't the first, but I feel like she really started this like boom in celebrity fragrances. So she came out with her perfume back in 2001. She was doing this like fashion lifestyle brand thing at the time, which again, she innovated that. Like because now every celebrity is doing that, but she was really like the first to be like, oh, I'm selling hats, sunglasses, flip-flops, socks, underwear. Like she was not playing games.
That's so interesting because I feel like we never give like J-Lo flowers for that. Like, yeah, we talk about the orange drink. Yeah, we talk about like whether or not she really was on the block. But regardless of if she was on the block or not, she did pioneer essentially the blueprint for a lot of celebrity business ventures that we're seeing now.
She did. I mean, listen, you can say what you want about J-Lo. She has a chapter in the How to Be a Celebrity book. Like, she really pioneered a lot of things that people still do to this day. And sure, like, maybe you don't like her attitude or whatever, but she has had such a cultural impact. Like, you can't not respect her because she is talented. I don't know why people act like she's not talented. She's a great dancer, great performer. I loved her in her rom-coms. Like, maybe she's not doing like Meryl Streep level performances, but that's fine. Like, I've seen like most of her rom-coms, I think.
Really?
I'm a J-Lo I mean, I've never listened to her music, but like
Everything but what she's mainly known for, you are a stan.
Well, okay. That's debatable because I feel like depending on your generation or depending on like how you know J-Lo, she's known for different things. Because yes, she did like have an amazing, successful music career, but she did start as an actress. Let's not forget Selena.
She did?
Okay? Yes. That's how she got her pick. Well, she started as a dancer. She was a fly girl and she did like Broadway tours. But then she got her big break into the mainstream as Selena.
See, I knew that she played Selena. I didn't know that she was an actress first. I thought like she was a music artist that went into acting.
No. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know my J-Lo history. I don't know my J-Lo lore.
It's okay. I think she has a different history depending on who you ask. Don't get me into the whole Mariah Carey, Tommy Mottola stuff because we'll be here all day. But
Ooh.
Do you know about that?
I don't know nothing about that.
Okay, we can talk another time.
We gotta break into
I don't know if you know this, but I do have my associate's degree in pop culture history. I know too much.
No, I'm not even gonna digress.
Yeah, we need to keep it rolling. Anyway, so she didn't come out with her perfume in 2001. She came out with her fashion line in 2001. J-Lo by Jennifer Lopez.
Ooh.
Imagine that. And then in 2002, she drops her fragrance, Glow for Women by J-Lo, or Glow by J-Lo. And then by the end of that year, it made $40 million internationally.
That's insane.
That is insane.
4 months. It's 4 months, right?
Yeah. It was smart that she released it before the holiday season. I think the holiday season really, like, made it.
All the girlies wanted J-Lo by J-Lo for Christmas.
Yes. I read that it was described as a scent of the summer. So even though it came out in August, like, I guess it was, very popular. The notes are white floral, citrus, musky, powdery, rose, floral, animalic. I don't know if I pronounced that right. or it doesn't sound like something you would wear during Christmas, but
Yeah.
yeah, made a ton of money. J-Lo describes Glow as a skin scent. This fragrance was meant to target women in their late teens and early 20s, and it became very popular for breaking numerous records in sales, which inspired other celebrities to launch their own signature fragrance.
A pioneer.
Smart that she marketed it to young women. Yeah, it sounds like a girly, fun, wispy perfume.
I mean, who wouldn't love that?
Similar to when we talked about celebrity apps, there tends to be like one major company that produces these fragrances for celebrities. So Coty Incorporated worked with JLo on this fragrance, and they come up again throughout this episode with other celebrities. There was actually a lawsuit. There was a lawsuit from, I think it's Glow Cosmetics. They tried to sue for like copyright infringement or whatever, but they lost. So
Womp womp.
a win for JLo. I'm sorry, trademark infringement. I don't know the difference between copyright and trademark and all that stuff.
Me neither. We need to get a lawyer on the show.
Yeah, I've had it explained to me a bunch of times, but I never remember.
I feel like it's only something that you really know the difference to when it's happening to you. Like
Yeah.
when you're being sued for a
Yeah.
copyrighted trademark, you're gonna know the
You
difference.
know.
But until then,
So this quote kind of explains what I was trying to say earlier in the episode. I think this is someone who works for Coty Incorporated. I'm forgetting. Their last name is Beats. Wait. He said, "The fragrance is a defining tool to create an image for an artist or a celebrity. It is not an afterthought. It is a central part of building a brand, and if you build it one way, it's going to extend into other areas." Lopez has been credited with the resurrection of celebrities' endorsements of fragrances. And what he said about building the celebrity, I think, is very true. And it's good that, Coty Incorporated understands that, which makes sense because they're super successful with these celebrity fragrances. But to really understand, like, the place of a celebrity fragrance in a celebrity's career, I think is really important.
for sure.
So other celebrities, soon after the success of Glow by J-Lo, came out with their own fragrances. Women like Beyonce, Madonna, and Britney Spears created their own fragrances. Have created their own fragrances. Speaking of Britney Spears, let's talk about her and her billion-dollar fragrance franchise. Because yes, she has definitely made billions of dollars off of her family, her conservators, whatever, have made billions of dollars off of her perfumes. She has about 36 to 40 perfumes. It's kind of hard to define how many fragrances someone has because you get different numbers from different sources, because there's like having a fragrance and then there's having the perfume, and like one fragrance can kind of be split off into multiple perfumes.
Oh.
Like they make different editions of it, or different like intense version, or like for example, like Cloud, I think, is one fragrance, but there's Pink Cloud and there's Cloud 2.0. So it's kind of,
Yeah.
I think, like that.
Okay.
But yeah, so her first perfume came out in 2004. It's called Curious. Very iconic. I don't know if you've ever seen this perfume. It's like in a blue bottle, and it's got like that little like puffer thing, which I think somehow contributed to the success. But packaging really matters, okay?
It does. I think you're not gonna buy a perfume from a celebrity unless it's like eye-catching.
I've seen celebrities get flack for having like a boring bottle. I think that happened with like Kylie Jenner or something. I don't remember.
It needs to let people know that you just bought a celebrity perfume. So like when you have your friends over and they see your little fragrance section, like, oh my god, is that Cloud by Ariana Grande? I have the same one.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great point. Like the recognition of it. If you can see like, oh, that's that perfume by whatever celebrity. And I think also it's nice to have a beautiful looking perfume bottle to like put on your mantle or whatever.
Right.
It really adds to the overall experience of the perfume, because perfume really is an experience that should involve multiple senses, like the way the bottle feels in your hand, and like how you spray it. Is it easy to spray? Is it hard to spray? Like there's so much that goes into, I think, what makes an iconic perfume, and the bottle definitely is a huge factor. So yeah, she has an iconic bottle for this perfume, in my opinion. There's another perfume that she has that always comes to mind when I think of Britney Spears perfume. I think it's called Fantasy. That perfume is also, I think, pretty popular. But yeah, Curious was super successful. In 2005, it was honored by the Fragrance Foundation of Best Women's Fragrance. It's made $30 million in retail sales within its initial 3 months on the market.
Wow.
So who knows how much it's made over time since then. Curious by Britney Spears represents the young woman that pushes boundaries and revels in adventure. An exhilarating white floral accent with Louisiana magnolia and wrapped in the sensuality of vanilla-infused musk. I love the Louisiana magnolia part because that reminds me of the hair care episode where Rihanna has Replenicor 5, which has like, I don't know, jackfruit and Caribbean spice or something. And Beyonce has her Creole, like Cajun something.
There's something in there. I don't remember what she got in there, but something very native to Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly. So I love that they put that in the perfume. Great branding. The top notes are, again, magnolia, pear, and lotus, with middle notes of jasmine, tuberose, and I don't know what this is. Cyclamen?
Yeah, that sounds right.
With base notes of musk, vanilla, whitewoods, and again, sandalwood. You guessed it.
Our favorite obscure scent.
Yes. So I don't know if scents go through trends, like if certain scents or certain notes are popular during different periods of time, but it seems like floral was really popular for the girls in the early 2000s for perfumes.
That makes sense, because like if you think about the fashion that was going on then, it was really like Y2K, hyper, like in some cases hyper femme. I guess like that floral essence kind of goes with that.
Which, when I think of hyper feminine perfumes, I actually think more gourmand, just because it's, you know, it's very sweet. And like, I feel like now gourmand is very popular in fragrances, as well as celebrity ones. Like with Ariana Grande's perfumes, a lot of hers are very sweet gourmand scents. Sabrina Carpenter, like really sweet smelling perfumes seem to be doing well in this era. But yeah, I think you're right about the hyper femininity and florals. This was also a Coty Incorporated product, as well as an Elizabeth Arden collaboration similar to Elizabeth Taylor's perfume. Curious has received widespread acclaim. It became the top-selling fragrance in 2004, with sales exceeding over $100 million. Wow. This is my favorite part. I guess I didn't read this part in the J.Lo portion, but the girls were releasing CDs with fragrances at the time.
They were hungry.
Yes. There is a limited edition gift EP that was released alongside with this fragrance. The song features Someday I Will Understand and Mona Lisa. And if you're a Britney head, Mona Lisa has some crazy lore. So I think that's very interesting that that song was released, or like an edition of the song was released with this perfume. And it was also previously released in her EP Britney and Kevin Chaotic. Yeah, there's an iconic commercial as well. This, I don't know why this commercial, I see it like every 2 years. It's just like one of those. Yes, it's just one of those iconic Britney Spears fragrance commercials. She's like in a hotel room and she's like, I forget what she says in the beginning of the commercial, but it's really funny to me. Have you ever met a guy and wondered what might happen?
Wow, I didn't know that Chloe was reading out of the Britney Spears playbook. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, all the best pop stars do. So yeah, well, like I was saying, she released a CD with this. J.Lo also did the same thing. She released a limited edition EP featuring Everybody Showtime edit of Jenny from the Block and the alt main new hook version of The One. I would love if celebrities went back to releasing like 2 songs with the fragrance. That would be fun. Or like a remix.
See, I'm all for that, except when it comes to me wanting to listen to the song, because like oftentimes I'm not going to want to buy the perfume. I think some celebs do that, like with like a deluxe version. They'll like package something else in there. I have yet to buy it. I always wait for someone to leak it online.
Fair. I mean, this was also during the CD era, so you did have to buy the CD. I'm sure they sold it in bundles or whatever, which is fun. How many times do you leave Ulta with a CD? I mean, never.
Quite lit.
I see you have a little note in here. So you
Yes.
can take it away.
So something that I found kind of interesting as we transition into this next section of celebrity fragrances with more so the current day pop girls celebrities is that with the shift in celebrities throughout the time, there's also been a transition with the quality and the intention behind a lot of these celebrity perfumes. During the mid to late 2000s, celebrity perfumes saw a shift from the typically lower priced, cheaper perfumes, which were primarily used to spread name and facial recognition outside of their usual audience, and to also boost sales for their music, to more high end scents and a semi luxurious presentation and packaging to really match what these fragrances are trying to sell nowadays, which is the essentially essence of celebrity. And I think that's a really interesting shift because I feel like while the whole vibe of celebrity fragrances and the intention behind celebrity fragrances has always been to sort of smell like your celebrity or to like feel closer to your celebrity, we've seen a shift to just this general more high end, whether that be in price point, in the materials that are being used to put together these fragrances, in the sense that we have nowadays, as opposed to what we were seeing in the mid to late 2000s and even earlier with some of the other celebrities that we were talking about before.
Yeah, and I wonder if a part of that is maybe because audiences are demanding higher quality products from celebrities now, just because
That's
it
so true.
is such a saturated market.
That's really real because I don't know if you'd want to pay like top dollar for something that is giving like cheap materials.
Yeah, but it's hard though because a lot of these pop stars have a young fan base, so they can't have like luxury designer perfume prices,
Right.
and it's just not going to sell. Also, I can imagine fans are going to be like, "What the hell? This is too expensive. I'm not buying that."
Literally. And that's the case with some celebrity perfumes, which we'll get into.
Also, I don't know if I actually said this. I was trying to get to this point earlier when I was talking about like celebrities or fans wanting to smell like their favorite celebrities. I was saying like there are also perfumes that aren't celebrity perfumes, but they're known to be worn by celebrities, and it's like that alone is why celebrities make their own perfume, because it's like if they're selling out someone else's perfume, they might as well just make their own.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
But the major difference is that usually these signature scents of celebrities are like really nice designer expensive perfumes. So it's like when you buy their like $60 perfume, it's not going to be the same experience.
No.
Anyways, shall we get into Miss Ariane Grande?
Let's get into Ariane.
So obviously Ariana Grande has a very successful fragrance line. She has made upwards of $500 million since the initial launch of her first perfume, Ari by Ariana Grande.
Are you serious?
Yes. It was hard for me to find a real number for like each perfume, so this is I guess an estimate. But yeah, she's got money.
Okay.
She got money.
Shout out to her.
I bet she's also like Elizabeth Taylor, where she's probably made more money from her perfumes than her music. I mean, that's obvious. I guess,
Yeah.
I mean, like, she's made more money than all of her music combined.
Oh. The entire discog? Are we including
Yeah.
Taurus too?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't
Or
know.
maybe they're pretty close. I'm not sure. We'll have to ask her accountant.
Yeah.
I've got him on speed dial.
Hey, girl.
But yeah, she's made a lot of money from her fragrances. She's got about 11 scents. Her first scent, like I said, is Ari by Ariana Grande, which came out in 2015. And it wasn't until her fifth scent where she got the swing of it. She had the girls in a chokehold. In 2018, she released Cloud, and nothing was the same. Something shifted.
Tectonically. Like, we weren't the same.
There was a lot happening at that time because this was like around Sweetener era. So she was just on top of the world in 2018, 2019.
Yeah. This is like prime Ari, like super hyper visible Ari.
Yeah, she was everywhere. It was a fun time.
I miss it. Not for her life. Her personal life sucked during that era.
Yeah.
But the music and the whole pop, yeah.
Everything else was great. As a fan, it was amazing. This is when I started becoming a fan, so it's very
Same.
nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
Cloud smells like lavender, pear, bergamot, coconut, praline, vanilla orchid, and cashmere, which I didn't know cashmere had a scent.
Me neither. And I didn't know it would be good.
I guess it's like the texture, because you can kind of capture like a texture in scent, which I think is interesting. It's hard to describe, but I definitely know what they mean. I'm wearing it right now for the spirit of this video.
Everyone take a big whiff.
Can you smell it through the screen? Does it smell like clouds? Does it smell like pop stardom and bergamot and Pete Davidson?
And cashmere.
Tell me. Let me know. And cashmere. I'm wearing Cloud Intense 2.0. It's good. It's good. I used to wear this scent like every single day. I don't anymore, but it's still a really good one.
No, I think in high school, this was the scent that would fill up the hallways.
Oh my god, yes!
Escape.
I can always smell a teenage girl coming because I smell a cloud in the distance. And I'm like, oh, there's a teen in our midst. Yeah, it's a very recognizable perfume. I smell it in the city like every once in a while. And I'm like, someone's wearing cloud.
Some people, when they smell weed, their nose perks up. For us, when someone
It's
has cloud
cloud.
perfume.
Now, if you smell like weed and cloud perfume,
Oh.
I'm like, let's talk. I think we could be friends, maybe. Okay, my experience of being sniffed out from a stranger wearing this perfume. It happened in a 7-Eleven in college. I was wearing this perfume.
You got sniffed at a 7-Eleven, girl. Please.
He was gay, I think, so it was fine.
Oh.
I'm assuming. I can't, but
We can hope.
based off of the vibes and the fact that he was like, girl, you wearing Baccarat Rouge? I'm assuming that wasn't a straight man.
No.
I would be shocked if a straight man knew what Baccarat Rouge smelled like, just
Into intro
out
with
in the
Hey
wild.
Girl.
Yeah. And I was like, no, ma'am, this is Cloud by Ariana Grande. But I'm gagged that this $60 perfume smells like a $350 one.
See, Ariana did her big one.
She did her big one. I'm sure Baccarat Rouge lasts a lot longer than Cloud. Cloud
sure.
doesn't last like super long, but it smells good.
I gotta try it.
I've also tried Pink Cloud. I got it in like a traveler size. It's really good. I did kind of get tired of it after a while just because I didn't like it's a good, I like the way it smells, but I'm not like, oh, I need to buy this again, and I'm kind of like over it. I want to try something different.
Yeah.
But it smells good. It's like strawberry cloud, I guess.
Oh. I don't really like strawberry scented things. Like, I love a good strawberry, and I like strawberry ice cream, but like strawberry scented, it like gives like, like Laffy Taffy version of a scent in a flavor.
Yeah, to me, it reminds me of like makeup I used to play with as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, yeah, like the squeezy lip glosses you'd get at like
Very
Claire's.
elementary, very artificial.
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't like it. It's just because like Cloud is a very youthful scent, which makes sense for her fan base, and it was one of the first perfumes I ever bought. Well, actually, the first Ariana Grande perfume I bought was R.E.M. That one smells good. It kind of smells like I think the notes are like fig and gourmand or something. It smells good. It's also kind of like Cloud in the sense that it's very youthful.
Yeah.
So it's not something I reach for anymore just because, like, it just kind of reminds me of when I was, like, in college and, like, I don't know. It's just not really, like, my kind of scent anymore. It's very sweet. It kind of, like, when you spray a fragrance and throughout the day you keep smelling it and you're like, okay, I'm kind of annoyed that I
Yeah.
keep smelling this.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. But I like the packaging. So when she started doing Cloud, she started these, like, retractable, like, perfumes. Like, it's like a holder with the perfume. It's cute. She did it for Thank You Next. She did it for REM. Cloud really symbolized like a new era because before all of her perfumes had like the spiky bottle, if you've ever seen that. And it was like just a spiky bottle in different colors. So it was like she really did a full rebrand, not just with her music and her vibe and her her persona, but also with her scents, which again just proves that perfumes are like a pillar in the celebrity identity.
Once your fragrances are popping, your music's popping as well. Like in your career, like everything is just, I don't know why I felt the need to speak.
I don't know why I felt the need to speak. Me at least once a day. Yeah. Oh, God is a Woman also has the retractable thing. I don't really like that perfume that much. It doesn't really smell that good to me. It's very fresh and
Really?
florally, but it's just not my cup of tea.
The girlies go down for God is a Woman.
Do they?
Yes. I have a couple of friends that like swear by it.
Really? Maybe it's my body chemistry, or I don't know. I'm not like huge into florals, honestly, so that's probably, I think it's just like a personal taste thing. I think it smells good. It's something I'd spray on like my sheets maybe after like washing them, but it's not like a scent that I really go for.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair.
Cloud is Ulta's #1 selling fragrance. It's won a bunch of awards. Cloud was voted Fragrance of the Year in 2019 by the Fragrance Foundation Awards. It won Women's Popular Fragrance, I guess, and Women's Popular and Consumer Choice. Allegedly, at Ulta Beauty, there's a new bottle of Cloud purchased every 11 seconds.
Let's have a mini countdown, y'all. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So,
Every 11 seconds, a little teenager gets their Cloud.
imagine making like $65 every 11 seconds.
That'd be fab.
Yeah, that would do wonders.
So fab. For the mental health and for the credit score, so fab.
But yeah, and she's still releasing perfumes. She just released one this week, or a collection.
Love Notes.
Love Notes. This one is like special because there's certain fragrances for each like area of the world. So yeah, I hear Maud Vanilla smells good. I smelled it in Elta once and I was like, yeah, that smells like a good vanilla perfume. I don't think I'll buy another Ariana Grande perfume just because there are so many, and like where I am in life, I'm a luxury girl. I'm a designer fragrance kind of girl.
Period. We've elevated. But speaking of Ariana, one of her very close collaborators, and also who happens to be the queen of rap and possibly fragrances, Nicki Minaj. When I think of fragrances specifically from like black artists and black celebrities, she comes to the forefront. Like, I feel like Nicki Minaj has always launched her like music and her fragrances in tandem. So like whenever you think of like a new Nicki album, you think like, okay, we're getting a new fragrance as well. Like, it's a combo deal because she's released a lot of them. Her first fragrance was Pink Friday back in 2012. And since then, she's gone on to release fragrances Menajesty in 2013, Menajesty Exotic Edition in 2014, Onika in 2014. Oh, I'm missing also the Pink Friday Deluxe Edition in 2013. The Pink Print, Trinigal, Queen, Pink Friday Special Edition, and most recently, Pink Friday 2 with the release of her, now I guess it's still new, it's been a year, her most recent album, Pink Friday 2. Now with Nicki's scents, they tend to be more fruity and don't seem to last as long, leading to like more overspraying and layering being necessary specifically for those scents. When I think of like a Nicki fragrance, I'm trying to be careful with how I say this because I don't want to activate the barbs. I don't know. I just think when it comes to a Nicki fragrance, you think of something that's like for a good time, you know, not necessarily for a long time. It's not necessarily a scent that will last, but it's something that most people like and that definitely sells because when it comes to her most recent fragrance, Pink Friday 2, that sold out almost immediately. And by immediately, I mean in 11 minutes, which is insane.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. The barbs go crazy for Onika. And Pink Friday 2 has notes of nectarine, pink mimosa, and amber. So yeah, something very sweet, very fruity, which means that a lot of these fragrances are very accessible to her audiences. Wait, that sounds...
Why? Because it's fruity?
Well, yes. But it's also really accessible because it's placed in very accessible places and has scents that most everyone can really vibe with most of Nicki Minaj's fragrances being available in department stores, on Amazon, and Walmart. I know for some celebrity fragrances, they either have it only available on their stores or only in specific beauty stores like Ulta's, Sephora's, back when Morphe was a thing, Morphe's. But you can really pick up a Nicki Minaj fragrance at any local department store, really anywhere you'd want to buy your other things.
That's what I love to see. I really hate it when a perfume is only available online because it's like, so you're just supposed to blind buy the perfume. Like,
I think there are certain things that should never be blind bought, and perfumes and fragrances are definitely one of them. Because you can
yeah.
say all of these things. You can say, like, oh, yeah, it smells like nectarine, pink mimosa, and amber. But to the average person, no one knows or can really envision what that's going to smell like altogether.
Yeah, and you want to sample it, see how it reacts to your body. Like, you want to go to the store and try it, not just
Exactly.
order it online. I feel like that would make it way more successful too, just automatically. Because let's say you're not even a fan, but you're curious and you smell it and you're like, oh, I like this perfume, and you buy it. Whereas, like, if it's just online, only your fans are buying it, and that just
Yeah.
completely, like, cuts profits in half, I would imagine.
It definitely gives, like, it's more so for the fans and more so for the immediate sales rather than the actual care and craft of making a fragrance.
And to that, I say, why? Just don't even try.
Right.
Do something else.
Shameful cash grab. Am I sensing?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay. But yeah, with Nikki's fragrances, she is partnered with Luxe Brands and has been since 2018. This also is the same brand. I don't know if they're still working with Ariana, but as of 2018, they were the licensor or brand behind some of the older fragrances like Thank You Next, and I'm assuming from their Cloud, but I'm not 100% sure on Cloud. I know for Thank You Next for sure. And it's no secret that Nikki's perfumes have been doing well because, like I said, they sell out and she keeps making them. So I'm assuming that they're making a profit. But there are not concrete numbers for how much she's exactly made. And I think that's a common theme for a lot of these celebrity fragrances. I feel like you can kind of estimate how much people are making for like other aspects of like celebrity business ventures. But for fragrances, it's oddly secretive. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah. I do wonder what that's about as well.
Because like for hair care, you get like, we had like figures for how much people were making. For music
Yeah.
or for celebrity apps, like it was clear. But like for fragrances specifically, that's interesting. It's estimated that it's somewhere between 8.9 million and 250 million from her fragrance career.
I wonder if anyone is like, Pink Friday is my signature scent.
I'm sure there are people out there that say that. Go to a Nicki Minaj concert, you'll find many. Another artist with a pretty recent and robust parfum line is Billie Eilish with her Eilish Eau de Parfum.
Excuse me?
Oh, did I eat?
And the parfum.
De parfum.
Eau de parfum.
Oh, de parfum. I'm French, what can I say? And something interesting, and I feel like most people don't really talk about when it comes to these celebrity fragrances, are the actual perfumers behind it. And when it comes to Billie Eilish's perfume, her perfumer is Steve DeMarcado. And he's also the guy behind many popular fragrances from brands like Calvin Klein, Michael Kors, Jean-Paul Gaultier, as well as the fragrances from celebrities like Paris Hilton and Rihanna. This guy is qualified, Billie has a dream, and together, they've made magic. Billie is a newcomer in the celebrity fragrance game. She stepped on the scene, and like most things that she does when she steps on them, completely changed the game and was insanely successful from them. Something interesting about her fragrances, we were talking a bit about how packaging means everything when it comes to a celebrity fragrance. The fragrance bottles are a little provocative and stirred up a bit of, I wouldn't say controversy, more so like shock, because they're molds of a chest, neck, and collarbone. Unsure if it's her chest, neck, and collarbone. But it kind of gives like statue. It's very statuesque. It's very
Yeah.
like artsy.
Similar to the Nicki Minaj's in a way.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Like her bottles are very iconic because they're all her.
Yes, you know it's a Nicki Minaj perfume because, I mean, it's literally just like a little bust of her head with the pink
Yeah.
wig.
For I think her recent one, people were saying that it was looking cheap.
It does look a little like something you'd see in a teenager's bedroom or like a middle
Yeah.
schooler's bedroom.
It's not giving like necessarily like designer.
It's no Chanel number 5.
Period. Shout out Onika.
But that's not her audience
But,
either,
yeah.
so.
I don't think avid barbs are reaching for that. But yeah, Billie, as of right now, has 3 fragrances. The first one being Eilish Eau de Parfum, number 1. This one launched in 2022 and became 2022's Fragrance Foundation Award winner, which is insane. First year out, getting the award for that. It's currently priced at $72 and described as a scent for everyone. They describe it as delicate sugared petals that invite you to experience the alluring fragrance as you immerse yourself in the sensorial appeal of vanilla, soft spices, and cocoa. Cocoa.
Caw.
Cocoa. You just fly away
I
with
love
it.
that.
Sleek woods and musk leave a lasting impression that is warm, sensual, and powerfully you. Now, like I said, this came out during like the Happier Than Ever era and did insanely well. It won awards and inspired her to continue making more because in 2023 she released Eilish number 2. I love that she's like making this like a Chanel. Like she's really going in for it like it's of that caliber. Also is $72 and again won the 2023 Fragrance Foundation Award and is described as a alluring aroma which opens with the freshness of Italian bergamot and apple blossom. So a little bit different from number 1. Flows into a woody, earthy spiciness with papyrus and black pepper with a contrast of wild, wet poppy flowers. You're the fragrance expert here. What does that mean?
Oh, girl, don't ask me.
It seems like it's slightly more fruity. More, number 1 is definitely more like vanilla based, more woodsy. That's interesting. She said what inspired this scent was that she initially wanted her second fragrance to smell like and feel like a wet, damp, rained on concrete. Like
When you say it like that,
right?
it's like, okay.
Not
romantic.
necessarily the most appealing.
There are like rain scented fragrances though, so I guess that's what she meant.
I don't know. I hate the smell of like wet things, specifically when it rains.
It does to me. It smells like pennies.
I was thinking it. I didn't want to say it. But yeah, she said that she wanted that specific kind of smell because it reminds her of her childhood, and it kind of turned into this rain world, but also this more woodsy world, which is interesting.
Interesting. I guess that aligns with that music video she did where she was like in a black room and it was raining.
Oh, for sure. Branding was on. I always think it's so interesting, especially when celebrities seem to be more hands-on with their scents, what inspires them to go with what they want.
I'm like imagining me having a fragrance like I was inspired by my life in New York City, sense of rat shit, garbage, and burning pretzels and hot dog water.
I think that's fab. It's called Welcome to New York, a fragrance by Madison. And then finally, her most recent fragrance is Eilish number 3, which, as you can probably guess by the pattern of her past fragrances, won the Fragrance Foundation Award of this year in 2024. She's really on a roll. Like, I'm actually
I didn't know they were... I knew her first one was really popular. I didn't know all of these got, like... These were, like, award-winning perfumes. I didn't even know she had a second and third perfume.
Right? One thing about Billie, if there's an award, she's going to win it.
No, literally. That's so true.
I'm not necessarily shocked here, but I'm also, like, incredibly shocked. They describe number 3 as being a tantalizing fragrance that opens with a blend of grapefruit, pink peppercorn, and jasmine. I think I like this one. It unfolds into spicy hints of saffron, fresh fir needle, and a creamy cedar. And it is also a limited edition fragrance that is currently unavailable because it's sold out. So yeah, she's been killing the fragrance game. And again, similar to Nicki and similar to all these other celebrities, there aren't any clear public figures on how successful the fragrance has been in terms of like sales numbers. But considering she's been putting out award-winning fragrances year after year for the past 2 to 3 years now, you'd assume that it's going well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a quote from Lori Singer, the president of Parlux, which we will talk a little bit about in a second, expressing the confidence in Billie Eilish's brand vision. She states that our goal is to build Billie Eilish fragrances into a fragrance house that will be a true and enduring pillar in the industry with ambitions to reach 200 million in the next 3 years.
Whoa!
Yeah. So they're clearly very passionate about this vision. They're very clearly like faithful in Billie and her fan base and the fragrances. It seems like she doesn't just want to be like a cash grab. She wants to really invest in this and make it, as she said, a fragrance house. But yeah, that kind of takes us to a little bit of a deep dive, a mini deep dive into the companies behind these celebrity fragrances because we've been alluding to them a couple of times. We've been talking about brands like Coty, Lux, and Parlux. And it shouldn't necessarily come as a shock to anyone, given how busy celebrities are with other aspects of their lives, being actors, singers, musicians, what have you. But celebrities aren't necessarily taking the time to make all of these fragrances themselves.
Shocking.
Ooh. um, so with that, there are varying levels of celebrity involvement in their fragrances and in the creation of these scents. At the backbone of pretty much all of these are companies that are either distributors, licensors, or anything to bring the fragrance from just a concept to the finished product that we see on shelves today. And one of those is Parlux. Parlux is the one that's working with Billie Eilish. They claim to be a global licensee for pop culture icons, so they're not messing around. They're a 360 leading beauty company that handles the brand development, marketing, consumer engagement, manufacturing, legal, and so much more. So really, the backbone behind all of these, or some of these fragrances, taking it from just a concept to the finished product. And they're behind the fragrances of Billie Eilish, Paris Hilton, Jessica Simpson, and many of the fragrances from Steve Madden. So a very long list of high-profile clients that they're working for. Then there is Luxe Brands, which is another brand. They claim to be a prestige beauty company dedicated to developing and distributing world-class beauty brands that inspire consumers globally. They are also the company that is behind Ariana Grande's fragrances and Nicki Minaj's fragrances. And I think it's really interesting because on their website, they do like personality development for the brands. And then they also just do like lifestyle brands as well. You see them working for like different activations. Like they have a fragrance All de Juice started by Cosmopolitan magazine, as well as Hummer fragrances like the car. And the bottle's kind of funny because it kind of looks like a Hummer engine. But yeah, that was just like a little aside. I wanted to add a little bit of context there because I think a lot of times we think about celebrity perfumes, but not necessarily like how they come to be.
Hmm.
But now let's take a shift and talk about why do people love slash choose these celebrity fragrances over other traditional fragrances? Because I think this is definitely a conversation piece because we've talked a bit about before people choosing to buy celebrity fragrances because they want to feel closer to celebrities. But I think there's so much more that goes into that because there are an abundance of fragrances that aren't associated to celebrities as well. The first one, of course, being stand-up. You see a celeb you like, you buy their products. I think that's pretty traditional. That is pretty to be expected. That was the pillar behind the whole celebrity fragrance. Even going back to Elizabeth Taylor, it was really capitalizing on her star power at the time and people's willingness and wanting to feel more connected and closer to her and her life, especially when it comes to scents outside of like the general celebrity appeal. From being a casual fan, being a fan of a celebrity that's known to be popular, sexy, or looks like they smell good, makes you want to smell like them. This ain't no goop pussy. Why'd I write this? In my notes, I have this
Keep going. What were you gonna say? This ain't no goop pussy, huh?
This ain't no goop pussy candle, my friends. This is true celebrity essence.
Wow. If you ever come out with a perfume, that should be the slogan, tagline, whatever.
This ain't
to
no goop
promote
pussy
it.
candle. Oh wow. But yeah, this isn't necessarily anything super intimate. This isn't Erykah Badu fragrances, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, her pussy incense.
This is like celebrity essence. This is a little bit more classy.
Right.
People also opt for celebrity fragrances because of the level of accessibility. It is definitely 100% more accessible and easier to get into fragrances, especially if you have not previously purchased a fragrance, to opt for a celebrity fragrance because they're usually cheaper than a lot of the top shelf fragrances with similar notes, and they're very familiar to the average consumer, or especially like the younger consumer.
Very true.
Like I know you were mentioning one of your first fragrances was a Ariana Grande fragrance.
Exactly.
So
And there's like really something to be said about like celebrity obsession and fragrances because it's like the same energy as someone selling like a used tissue of a celebrity on eBay. It's like, oh, like what does it smell like?
Ew.
And that's a horrible example, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, even if as consumers, like, oh, they're not wearing this perfume. Great example is like the Justin Bieber perfume. Like, he's obviously not wearing that perfume that's made for women, but like, it's got his name on it.
Right.
So, and maybe the process, like the thought process is like, oh, he thinks it smells good. Like, if I wear this, he'll be like, ooh, you smell good. Like,
right.
Justin Bieber would think I'll smell sexy or something. I don't really know. But I'm sure that perfume was like a lot of girls' first ever perfume, or like the One Direction perfume.
Yeah. And I wonder like if at meet and greets he would like suss people out, like, let me smell you really quick.
Yeah.
Like Justin Bieber.
Ew, that's creepy. But yeah, exactly. Like maybe it's kind of like a he'll notice me kind of thing if I wear it. And it really does make you feel closer to the celebrity. It's like, oh, I'm a fan. Like, I spent my money on this physical item. That's not just a CD. It's not just a t-shirt. This is perfume. I'm going to smell like a fan. It's all encompassing, Fandom appeals to all the senses.
Truly. And speaking to the level of accessibility, most celebrity fragrances don't exceed $100 for a pretty decent amount of product. Like, you get a bunch of product for cheap, unless you're buying Saint Noir by Beyonce, which is part of her whole controversy with her fragrance, because one, you can only buy it on her website, and two, I think it's like $130. So it's giving exquisite. It doesn't really fit the mold here. But for the majority of fragrances, they are pretty accessible in comparison to other fragrances. Like when you compare celebrity fragrances to luxury fragrances with similar notes, similar to what you were saying, Madison, speaking specifically to Baccarat Rouge 540, which is said to be the real version of Ariana Grande's Cloud. Baccarat Rouge starts at $210 and can go all the way up to $665 for the big bottle. Ariana Grande Cloud, you can get the same thing, or essentially the same thing. Get a random twink coming up to you in 7-Eleven telling you you smell like a $665 bottle for as low as $28 or to $70, which you can pick up at Sephora.
Get that dupe, honey.
Yeah.
But I think, and I think I said this earlier, like, with perfume, I feel like you do pay for what you get with, like, the projection and the longevity of the perfume.
For sure.
Whereas, like, something like Cloud, like, it doesn't last a long time. I mean, I guess it doesn't really. You can just reapply it, but then you have to keep repurchasing the perfume. So I feel like with luxury perfumes, you do get a better, like, bang for your buck, or better value.
That's true. And I'm not sure, like, if the target audience for these fragrances really is like checking for that, because I think as a beginner you're not really thinking like, oh, this is gonna like last me longer, it won't last me as long. Like, I feel like the typical person and age group that is going to buy Ariana Grande Cloud as their first fragrance is going to keep that bottle in their backpack and spritz it on them times throughout the day.
My god, yes. Literally taking the full bottle to school.
Yeah.
Holder and all. Gym
part
class.
Of the it's a canon event. Yeah.
That reminds me of like when when Bath and Body Works was really popular, and like girls would bring the body sprays like to school.
Oh my god, yeah.
And they ended up like banning them because girls would like spray it in the locker room, and like you'd walk in the locker room and it just was like, ugh.
No, same thing for Axe. Axe had to be banned in my middle school because the guys would just like everywhere, and it would smell horrible.
You can't smell Sweet Pea and Midnight Dreams and vanilla and whatever, like brown sugar in one room. Like, and it's middle schoolers, so it's like they're spraying like half the bottle. Yeah. And some kids are allergic and stuff, so yeah, it was a mess.
Kids were dying. Kids were actually dying.
Kids were like literally developing asthma from that shit.
Brain damage. Like, it was the locker rooms in middle school were actually a battlefield.
No, literally. Literally.
But just to wrap another comparison, getting to Billie Eilish's number one, she's selling her number one for $72. People were saying that it's similar to Dior Hypnotic Poison, which is also a very vanilla-y scent, which starts at $85.
Oh, that's the one with the apple.
Yeah.
The apple red. Yeah, that one's popular.
It starts at $85 and goes up to $140. So, difference in prices for similar products, it makes sense why people are opting for celebrity fragrances, especially as beginners,
Yeah.
because they're accessible and because they require you to purchase them over and over again. It is very profitable for the celebrity because people are coming back to your fragrance and spending consistently $72 over a shorter period of time rather than people who are buying the more luxury fragrances who are more of a higher price up front, but like keeping that for a longer time, not having to buy again.
That is a really good point. Like, because I've bought Cloud like 3 times, but my luxury perfumes, there's only one perfume I've purchased that same amount, I think. Yeah, I bought Princess. I think the full name is, it's kind of cringy. It's like, I don't need a prince by my side to be princess by Killian.
That's the whole
Incredibly
name?
long lane. Yes, it's so annoying and obnoxious, but
That's like a Lana Del Rey album title.
yeah, literally. I've bought that perfume multiple times. But,
See,
yeah.
it's the business plan to get you to buy more for essentially
Makes sense.
less. Yeah. They kind of need that.
I love capitalism.
Shout out capitalism.
Shall we mention some honorable mentions for celebrity
Yes.
perfumes?
I think this section of the podcast is just really funny.
It is hilarious.
Some of these fragrances, this is just to introduce, this is like random fragrances that have come out that are more obscure than others. Some are just really unhinged.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at this list, I'm like, oh wow. Let's read the fragrance name and then guess the celebrity.
Well, the name's already on there, so we won't be guessing
Okay. Some of them
because
are.
I'm looking at it.
Okay, listeners, you guess. First one. Miami Man. Any guesses? Jeopardy music in Plague. Well, it's none other than Pitbull himself, Mr. 305.
Perfect. He should do a cologne that's called 305. Also, he needs to do a collaboration with Dr. Miami.
Bringing the Shameless Promo cinematic universe together.
Yes. I wonder if Dr. Miami wears Miami Man. I feel like if I was one of his employees, I would gift that to him for Christmas.
Oh, for sure. I wonder if they have beef. I feel like they'd randomly have beef.
I didn't know Donald Trump had a fragrance. I wonder if anyone's bought that, truly.
I am sure a certain population has sold that out.
Where's Barack Obama's fragrance?
I don't know if I want to smell like Obama.
Yeah.
I feel like actually that would be on brand for him. I feel like he would.
I feel like he could pull it off.
You know what he'd do? He'd post on his Instagram his top 5 fragrances for the year.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Drake doesn't have a fragrance.
Does he not?
I don't think so.
I feel like that's so Drake. Like he'd have passion fruit, something like.
Yeah.
You wanna do the next
Yo,
one?
do you want to guess? This is killing me. There's a cologne out there called Unforgivable. Do you want to guess who? Do you want to guess whose fragrance that is?
It could be many different celebrities, but the answer may gag you.
It's gonna gag you. So Sean P. Diddy Combs has a fucking fragrance called Unforgivable. That is just so painfully ironic. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually too good.
Like not an unforgivable Diddy fragrance. That's crazy. Like sometimes you prophesize your own destiny. And in this case, I think this is that.
For him, that was probably like some weird like Freudian slip, self-fulfilling prophecy or something. Because he's like, what's my brand? Being unforgivable. Ugh,
Oh, yes.
God.
On a similar note, talking about
Irony.
self-fulfilling prophecies.
Yeah.
There's a fragrance called Unbreakable Bond between two people.
If you have a really fantastic memory and you've seen any video where I talk about celebrity businesses, then you might know who this is.
It's very on brand.
Yeah.
It's Khloe Kardashian and Lamar Odom.
Perfect. And no, it doesn't smell like earring back either.
Oh.
At least, do you know what I'm
You'd hope
talking
so.
about?
No. What?
He tweeted, Khloe Kardashian's pussy smells like earring back or something.
Why would he say that?
I don't even. It's so absurd. I'm like, I'm not even gonna think too hard about why this happened because I
That's
just can't
terrible.
even go there for my mental health.
That
Yeah.
is a very breakable bond. So this fragrance is deceptive marketing at its best.
Yeah. It's like, well, is the perfume even that good? Because they're not even together anymore. It's like clearly,
The fragrance
just
probably
bad
lasts
branding.
longer than the relationship.
Mm, mm,
Clock it.
mm.
Moving into problematic territory.
Do you want to guess who made Harajuku Lover?
And it's not who you think.
No. Although it might be depending on your pop culture knowledge and
That's
if
true.
you're a fan of this person. Because I am. Just not a great time for her. Okay, so
The OG
it wasn't Avril
appropriator.
Lavigne because she was also a white woman who had like a weird Harajuku phase.
Oh.
It was my good sis Gwen Stefani.
When I first heard Harajuku Lover, I honestly, that sounds like a slur. I am sorry. I don't think it is, but saying it sounds like a slur. I thought it was going to be Nikki because she's the Harajuku Barbie.
Yeah. There's a lot of celebrities who like to do the Harajuku Japanese girl thing. I'm glad that Megan the Stallion was like, I'm not making that mistake.
Yeah, I'm going to appreciate, not appropriate.
Yeah. But yes, I remember when these perfumes were really popular because like each bottle, there's like different bottles that you can buy, I think, or maybe it was dolls. She sold dolls, like Harajuku dolls, and the bottle also looks like these dolls.
Oh, Gwenny.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's just a few celebrities who have some perfumes out there that maybe you didn't know about. I forgot One Direction had a perfume and Justin Bieber had a perfume, but I do remember girls buying these perfumes.
Sorry, why does the Harajuku Lover bottle look like Ice Spice?
Oh my god, wait. It looks like a Funko Pop.
Yeah. It has a little afro.
Wait, are we looking at the same thing? Because she definitely does not have an afro.
Maybe we're not. Electric Baby.
But I think there's different bottles, like the dolls. So you can get like different
Oh.
characters.
Well, I'll send it to you later. It's like a full
Anyways.
afro baby. We're divulging. Or not divulging.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, would you ever buy a celebrity perfume?
I would. Actually, I think after this, or researching this episode, I kind of want to buy a Billie Eilish fragrance.
Yeah. It sounds like it could be unisex. I feel
It
like
could.
that's also just me projecting because I'm like, I feel like Billie Eilish would make a unisex type of perfume. That just seems like her vibe.
Yeah, she said her first one's for everybody. So,
Right. There you go. So, yeah.
would you buy another?
Um, I don't know. Maybe I've never smelled Billie Eilish's perfume, but I see a lot of good reviews about it on like Perfume Talk. So maybe I would buy it if I liked it. I'm trying to think if there's a celebrity that I just love so much that I would like buy their perfume. Not really. I don't really like the celebrity perfume gag. It just like doesn't really impress me that much. I did like buying Ariana Grande perfumes during that phase of my life, and I have no regrets. But I don't think it's for me anymore.
I feel like that could be true for a lot of people. It might be a thing where you kind of either outgrow or just move on to something different.
Yeah.
Although I would buy a Lil Nas X perfume in a heartbeat.
That'd be fun.
That'd be so fab.
If you were to make a perfume, what would it smell like? What would it be called?
Ooh. It definitely have some oud, some musk, some fuck it, throw some sandalwood in there. And I kind of want something sultry. Whatever would make it sultry. Maybe like a red dress. Essence of a red dress.
Essence of a red dress.
And I would
Nice.
call it emergent feelings.
Emerge from the
Emer-
murky waters of darkness and light and
By Rumi.
sultry. By Rumi.
Yes.
I'm just imagining that long ass title on the bottle.
Yeah, it'd be fab. What would be yours?
I have like two kinds of perfumes I'd want to make. I'd want one to be like a bergamot or like a gourmand, like something sweet smelling, mature, but like still like feminine, something musky, like a vanilla musk. Like I'd want it to smell like the perfumes I wear. I would want it, or maybe, ooh, you know what? It'd smell like brown sugar, and I would call it brown sugar because of my last name, for branding purposes.
Eight.
That's what I would do. And then I would love a floral perfume. I would want like a vanilla floral perfume, and I'd want it to like, I would want the bottle to be a butterfly. I don't know why this is what I want so badly. I think, when I'm a famous pop star, butterflies will be a part of my branding. So that's just kind of why I'm like, I need to have a butterfly perfume, and it needs to smell like a garden.
That'd be so fab.
It would smell like lavender.
It'd be real pretty, real kind.
It would be beautiful.
Yeah. Lux Brands and Parlux, get on.
Yep. Hit me up.
Did you hear that Ice Spice was making a fragrance? Sorry, last thing.
Yes. I remember you sent me that clip. And I was like, oh, we got another one. I wonder what it's going to smell like.
Poopy. And the bottle's going to be a butt.
Help. Well, it'd be smart. On a serious note, she should make like a peach scented perfume, and it should have a peach bottle.
That would be really good. That'd be very on brand.
Also, because like orange, like she has orange hair. I feel
right.
like that would make sense. Please, not a shit scented perfume. I'd die.
I watch the space.
It has notes of porta potty juice and sewage.
Ooh, it's New York. See what you're talking about? The sense of New York. Throw them in there too.
Oh my god. And then whenever you spray it, it makes a fart sound.
I'd kind of eat that up. Like if it smelled really good and it sounded like a fart. Like.
Oh my god.
I'd buy.
That's disgusting. Well, Ice Spice, I look forward to it. I wonder if it'll be an Ulta exclusive or if you have to buy it online.
I want to be in stores and pick up the Ice Spice poopy fragrance. But yeah.
Maybe it'll have notes of spice. That would make sense. There's a lot you could do with this Ice
She's
Spice
versatile.
perfume.
She can do a lot with it, yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay, we've reached the end of the episode. That was a good one.
Shameless or shameful?
Okay. I honestly, after my friend texted me about, like, she's like, I actually think the apps are quite shameful. The way she said it, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. I feel like I need to reframe what I consider shameful or shameless because, a lot of these things are cash grabs. Let's be fair. Let's be honest.
That's the name of the game, yeah.
Like, having a failed celebrity app is kind of shameful. That's embarrassing. I think the perfumes are a bit shameful. There's like a few good ones, there's some diamonds in the roughs here and there. But I do feel like a lot of this is quite shameful, and a lot of these celebrities like don't have any involvement in the making of these perfumes, which I think is lame. So I'm going to say shameful, but there are some good ones out there.
I would agree. I feel like by and large, it's shameful. Like, it goes in shameful, and celebrities have to prove that it's shameless and it's something that they actually care about.
Exactly. They have to prove it, and that's the thing. Because I feel like most of us, when we hear about a celebrity releasing a perfume, we're like, ugh, okay.
Here we go, yeah.
Yeah.
Is this our first shameful business venture?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, no, because the doctors were pretty shameful.
Were shameful.
So.
They were.
And honestly, listen, I think the hair care is quite shameful. I'm gonna be honest. When we talk about cash grabs, yeah. Like at first I was like, I mean, it's not hurting anybody. Like who cares? But I just like, and the music stuff. Yes, music is for everybody. Shameful. Everything is.
I've all of our reviews previously. Everything is shameful.
Actually, I lied. Everything
I hate it all.
Yeah.
At the end of the season, we need to like recap everything.
The Shame Awards.
The Shamies.
The Shamies. Oh my god. Yeah, we definitely need to do that.
Yeah.
I think the music is more shameful than the hair care though. I think hair care is kind of a cash grab, but it's not as bad. Like it's not as embarrassing as the music.
Yeah. The music is real bad.
Yeah.
I hope you all have enjoyed this episode of the Shameless Promo podcast. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you are streaming this podcast. And follow us on social media. You can find me at Emergency on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere.
Madison Brown, also on Instagram and YouTube.
And we will see you next week for next week's
episode. We will see you next week for next week's podcast episode.
Yes. We will eventually find a great way to sign off of this podcast.
Yeah.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.